Oh no. Okay. Soon as Desi joins, will be easy to move this. There'll be more room, but for now, we're gonna leave it. Last time it was too small, so wait and see. Just trying to. Fun. Happy Wednesday night. Let's try this again. It's just empty. It's not working. Yes, I know this is gonna be, it's covering me for now, but I will move it soon. It's just easier to keep it big for now. And then when Desi joins, we'll be have more room. Anyways, well, Desi asked, she said, "Do you mind if we move it to 8:30 tonight?" And I said, "Sure. Let me hurry and get the kids in bed." So that. There we go. Okay. Bookstreams, book club. I'm announcing it now. Hello, welcome. We're discussing the last 13 chapters, I think, right? Yeah. Gonna leave it there for now. We'll ignore it, and then when Desi joins, I will move it up. But yes, the last 13 chapters, 21 to 33, right? Will be fun. I don't like it at the bottom area. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, ignore my face. Better. Okay. Um, were you happy about it? I'm curious if you were happy about it while we wait for more people to join for tonight. Yeah, so and we can wait for Desi to really discuss this some more, but I guess it is hard. Hi, Heather. Happy Wednesday night. We're good to see you. I know Desi posted today about next, like the next read. And it's linked to the Definitely Readers. It's linked there. I don't like this. I can't do it. There we go. That was bothering me. I can't do that. So it was linked there. And then, but the next read, and it is a short read, is the Mooncakes, which, just come on, she'll be soon joining. 1 minute, let me get the next read. So, there she is. Okay. So, the next read will be this one. Hello, happy Wednesday night. How are you? She's good. Fine, I'm here. Yeah. So, before you joined, I was talking about that you had posted about the next read, Mooncakes. I think it was posted on Instagram, so only on Instagram. I only post there. I didn't post it on TikTok. Well, and then we will post it in Discord too, if you want to add that picture in Discord. That's fine. That's fine. So I called it in chapter 7, is what Heather said. So, my dog bothering me. Before you joined, I had asked, were you happy about what happened at the ending? And Hope said that she figured it out. It was who she thought, but it was frustrating that Paige didn't get any professional consequences. So I have to agree with that. Honestly, I struggled a little bit with this book because my perspective is the interpreters should be punished for stepping over the boundaries, breaking the rules, breaking her contract, the NDA, not realizing it didn't really work for me. But I agree with that. There's no consequences for her. She just washed her hands of it. The case is solved. Okay, so if you don't know, what we're reading is The Silent House. Same. I had a bad feeling about Bridget. I wasn't sure it was her, but it was good. But I was like, no, that person. So it was a good back and forth. But when I figured out it was her, so funny story. Desi texted me and she goes, "Hi, MJ," when she found out like what happened. So, do you want to catch people up with where we are or not? If you know, it's easier if you're signing and I'm voice interpreting instead of me simcomming and trying to remember everything at the same time. That's fine. Okay. The Silent House is about an interpreter. It is a British Sign Language, BSL, that was called to an emergency situation. She had no idea what was going on or who it was. And so she arrived to interpret, and she realized she knows the family. And later you find out her sister is really close with that family. And it's very complicated going forward. So it was an awful situation. There was a murder um, of a baby girl who was 18 months, and the whole family is deaf. They try to find out who unalived her, and this book was really good making you guess who. Figuring it out. Tonight I'm gonna say unalive because the last time when I said the other word, it said it's gonna limit the availability, like the promotion of the live to other people because I said not unalive. So I'm gonna use the other word. Yeah. So that word, um, remember I said that. So, anyways, I'm not gonna say those words. Yeah, unalive or using. He was using. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. Back to the story now. I wanted to. I'm not gonna say the specific sign that she did. I'm gonna use a different word. Okay. TikTok warning. Yeah, it was the first one I've gotten, and I was like, what? It was different things, like more AI now, and it will just, I wonder if it will do it if you sign it. I don't think so. You never know. Maybe in the future. Hi, Delia. Welcome back. Ooh, did you see what she said? That she thought it was Bridget, but she thought she was like covering for Jackson. Did you see that comment? Yeah, so that and and so Desi was saying that, it really made you guess who actually did it. It was good with that. And honestly, from the very beginning, I thought it was Jackson until really the second time I met Bridget, and she said some kind of like she said something, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, hmm. But I thought again that maybe the little boy, he did it because he's young, he doesn't know his strength, like all of these things. He's mean, and his behavior, he's having behavior problems at school. It makes him look, hmm. But after that, I was just like, that's not possible. It could be an accident. It could unalive Lexi, which made for and meant to be Casey, but I already called that. Yeah, right. But how? Okay. Do you want to continue talking about what happened? Well, I was gonna say, like, how awful. I thought I unalived Casey, not Lexi. Why would I do that to my granddaughter? Why would you do it to Casey? Yeah, why would you do that at all? Like, that's awful. That is an awful, like, mindset. Like, she was trying to justify what she did. Like, I didn't mean to do her. It was not gonna make her go back to her daughter. Like, Well, she wanted to get um, Alan in jail. Like, that's what she wanted to happen. She wanted to blame Alan. So the main character is an interpreter, and she is supposed to interpret, but she got too emotionally involved. And her sister finds out that her is her best friend's, her family, and she knows that family, and now her sister is deaf. And so she was like, please tell me what's happening, what's going on, and pushed Paige to break the boundaries. And they decided together to find out and investigate. So I did already. I want my, it's hot tea because I'm cold. But so I want this, but it's hard to sign. It's hard to sign and speak with one hand. Anyway, so I already bought the other two books that are in the same series. But I'm curious because there's, yes, the deaf community is small, but I'm sure like maybe the next book is a little bit better because maybe she's not just an interpreter. Like maybe she's doing more of an investigative work and at the same time she signs, but not specifically an interpreter. But I already bought the other two books because, it does have really good deaf representation. Like the variations that they show about like how deafness is a spectrum is great. And like the differences in like signing and speaking and having a cochlear or hearing aids, like showing that is nice. Yeah, all of the difference is like, but the interpreter. Eden, I will let you know. Like, I had planned to read the second book, which is The Silent Ac Academy School. Uh, last month, maybe? I had planned to read it and I just didn't have time. Like, so it's still like where I will read it soon. So I will let you know if it gets better. uh, she read that book in 24 hours. Wild. Eden said that she is an interpreter and she's in an interpreter class for Spanish. And they have a lot of issues with Paige. Oh, Jetta. Okay. Oh, Delia said that. Yeah. Lots of issues or issues. Not sure if you saw it. I didn't post it today. I was supposed to post it today, the recording of the live from the last 2 weeks, but forgot, honestly. Um, but we recently asked like our interpreter friends, and we said, curious, like your thoughts about this book and this character and how they're dealing with it. They're like, we'll back out. We back out. We're not gonna do that interpreting job. That that violation of their NDA, of their work. If you're interpreting for and someone you know in that family, of course the deaf community is small. So you will know people, but if you really know or your sister is best friends with them, the God like mother, because Lexi is her goddaughter. Yeah, that. And like, oh, it's fine. And then she realized, oh, she should have backed out. Yeah, yeah, I think so. She did. And I mean, at the beginning, she said, I know this family. Like she told the cops. She said, I know this family. But she didn't say how well, like how like closely like their relationship was good or bad. She didn't say anything about that. Our friends, if you remember, they said we may not even interpret for you like with like medical like really important things that you may not want like us to know about. Like I would have a little bit of a hard time like interpreting for you guys, like us. And we're so with our interpreter friends, I did have a favorite. I know someone that I'm comfortable with for doctor's appointments because I felt comfortable with them. Like when I was pregnant, at the going to the OBGYN and my birth. But they were comfortable and I knew them. One minute. Sorry. How I had my light, um, my ring light. Yeah. It was like so it was very, very, very weird. I have two candles too. They should have gotten they didn't get a second interpreter until Sing said, "Oh, you are too involved. You need to back out." And they asked for another interpreter. Why didn't they ask way back when? Like all the different interviews that they were doing, that's a lot of work for one day for one interpreter. Like most times, like they're gonna have more than one. Yeah, she did really. Yeah. So my honest review, I will type it up and post it soon, but I would say that this book was maybe 3 stars for me. Yes, it was a good range of deaf representation and interpreter situation, what to do. But at the same time, I'm like, I find myself very, very frustrated. That's not right. That's not right. That's not accurate. It's not really, like the book said, this would be keep you up all night worried. That didn't make that happen to me. I did getting angry. So it is interesting because the first time I read it, like I felt, hmm, okay, I really don't like how she's interpreting, but I focused more on the deaf representation and how she showed like the variances of deafness, like of deaf culture, the deaf club, like signing, speaking, cochlear hearing aids, like all of that stuff. And that I focused on. I felt more like, did it keep me up all night? Not that, but it did really make me think, how well I know people, and if they have a key to my house in the deaf community, it could be anyone you know, right? But if they have a key, like if they have a key to my house, would I hear them if no one was home and I was asleep? Probably not. Delia said, I'm sure you've already discussed this, but who was the narrator's voice for the audiobook? So there was two narrators. I don't remember who this person is, but this one, Claire Louise, last name something. She is deaf and she is British. So I think that voice you hear is hers. And it's a hard time to understand. The second one I can't remember. There are two narrators. I agree with Eden. Yeah, so Hope said that she wished we had longer perspective with the deaf characters. So it is like 15 hours before the situation, all of that kind of stuff in between. So it is a little bit interesting. I keep using that word tonight, but it's not the normal like point of views that you see with like in some books they have like dual like point of views, like where you have like the male and the female or two females, like depending. But they have more, like they may have like if there's a lot of characters that you're really following and you see their perspectives, you may have a lot of different like perspectives, right? This was written more like that, but until you started reading that part, you didn't know which deaf character it was following. Like, was it Alicia or Alan or Max? Like, who were you following that was the deaf character? Um, Sorry, but you said Max. So when I found out Max was Alicia's brother, I was like, what? Half brother. Yeah. Still, brother and sister. He said he was like my half sister. But he didn't say he was a sister. Yeah. So I was like, what? Oh no, Max. Oh no. Don't be that guy. That weird vibe. Flirting with Paige. Now, he's trying to sabotage the situation. Are you texting her? Who's texting her? Oh, okay. Max was not the bad guy. He was trying to protect his sister. Yeah. So I do think he liked Paige. And also, I think the cop maybe, like, there is a little bit, the cop and Paige would be like, oh, okay. And it was a little bit awkward. I was frustrated with Paige because she was just like flirting and no, I can't. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. And it's like, huh? It's not appropriate. You haven't been appropriate from the very start. You've been emotionally involved. Oh, what do you think about I guess it's like the detective, like the boss, like, I can't remember her name. Uh, Foster. Foster? Forrest? Forrest, yeah. What do you think about her? Because she seemed very, very, very angry at one time. Like she got really angry with Paige and then she like backed off about it. Yeah. It does make a little bit more sense later in the story because she had a previous case where she didn't really solve. She's still struggling. So the other cops took over and there is a connection with their old case. So we have that. And you have an interpreter situation. I think she said that she offered an interpreter, but the client said no. And then something happened, somehow like, no, so she didn't get an interpreter at the beginning when she read him his like his his rights. His rights. She didn't get one before she read that. And he said he didn't understand. So it got like just like yeah. Oh, Caitlin. What do you think about the Caitlin situation and what happened? My dog is lying here. So hold on that thought. Uh, mention about the Facebook post. EB, that was Max. Yeah. Caitlin. I was like, who is Caitlin? Why is she connected with Lexi and the dreaming and everything? That made me wonder if Paige had something to do with it at first and all of that. And then later you find out Paige was 15 and Lexi was, or Anna, Caitlin. So she noticed and saw that she had bruises, and she was just who was like wondering if it was abusive, and she kept quiet about it, and then she never told an adult about it. And she was supposed to watch her, but oh, you go to your parents. I have to go to my other friends, and then she never found her until later, and she had died. Caitlin was 6 or 7. Yeah. And that stayed with her. And Caitlin is Bridget's niece. So you have that too, where uh, Bridget blamed Paige with what happened. But it was not Paige's responsibility. Like, other people saw the bruises too. Like, it's not just her responsibility, but she always felt like guilt with that. Um, I do think it's a different situation because I think like Bridget was trying to justify that it was necessary to do this so that because Alan was abusing the kids. He wasn't really. He was just a like he was just a like he just ignored his kids. He wasn't really like not like not the same way. But I guess I guess Paige felt like maybe it's the same situation that if I had noticed what was happening. But before that, she had said that she didn't really see like Lexi or any of the other like kids. Like, so why is like does she feel like guilt and responsibility for not talking about Alan before? Like it doesn't make that part to me didn't really like connect. Yes, that Eden, I agree with that. Like the whole deaf community not like talking, saying anything about it. That's the problem, not Paige. I mean, the deaf community gossiped, but no one stood up and reported it. Right. She was saying that bothered her more than Paige not reporting it. And spoiler to spoil if you've not read, but when I found out that, let me back up. So Paige was, she was doing something, but I forgot. And then later you find out that her sister ran over a black, or got hit by a black van and went to the hospital. And she finds out that Anna went to Alan and Alicia's house and tried to figure out herself. And then she had posted um, everything. And that was when Paige was just like, light bulb. Oh, Anna already figured it out. So what? Paige went to Lauren's house, Laura's house, and she confronted her and Laura's mom. And she said, first she was just like explaining Anna's in the hospital, and she goes, oh, she didn't say anything. Did she say anything yet? That was when Bridget said that, and I was like, huh? What? Why would you ask that way? Oh, shit. She did it, and I was just shocked. She is Caitlin's aunt. What? Mind blown. I blame you. It was your you were responsible for her. I was planning to rescue her, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me, I mean, that woman is psycho. She unalived. She unalived the other girl by mistake, or Lexi by mistake. She unalived her own granddaughter by mistake, and she wanted to unalive Casey. And then she finds out Paige was an interpreter, and she started threatening her and chasing her and texting her and what. And then she said, you did it. And then Bridget was just like, had a knife. Oh yeah, because Paige had texted both Max and called. She called the cop. Like she texted Max because Max is deaf, and she called the cops, right? Max called the cops. Okay. So she told Max that she was there, and then she got stabbed in the shoulder, and it was bleeding, and trying to choke her, and then Max like, uh, yeah, took hold, and then the cops were there. Paige woke up in the hospital. She goes, what's going on? Oh, it was Bridget who did that. And Max said, yes. I met her. I got there on time. You're lucky. Blah, blah, blah. They were flirting. And then my problem, everything ended. And it was just smoothly resolved. Everything was fine. Case was solved. She was arrested. All of this. But Paige had no, like, hand slap. Like, punishment. Nothing. No break in your life, like breaks, no license expired. Yeah, nothing that happened. Eden, yeah. Like, I mean, it's very clear, like, when she's dealing with her daughter, like, she's saying, like, chapter 4, Grandma's suspicious hand. I can't imagine doing that to your granddaughter and then her daughter finds out. And Laura, I felt bad for her because she was controlled by her mom. So it is interesting that like her sons, like Bridget's sons, have no contact. Like they don't talk to their mom. That and the only reason why is I think that Laura can't like stand up for herself. Like she's been told from the very beginning that she needs the help, kind of thing. And she's trying now. Still, should have helped her, Laura, not just leave her alone with her mom. Yeah. But anyway, like that is like, oh, there are no like contact. Why? What did you do? How, okay, like if you're that controlling with your daughter, I'm sure it was worse or the same for your sons. Anyway, um, so I'm curious, like, do you think that yes, we knew that Bridget was controlling, she's mean, um, she's awful. She doesn't interpret for her daughter. No, I got it. Controlling the interpretation of everything of signing. And she's like, tell me what they're saying. No. But do you think that when she accidentally unalived her granddaughter, that something broke in her like mind and like made her worse, like with the threats and then like no, because she immediately told Jackson Badman came in and immediately blamed Alan. She already, yeah. She goes, oh, connection with that. Okay, I'm gonna tell a lie about the black van. Yeah, and that she had the key. And a lot of the door has the high lock. So it's already open. So you knew about that. So I guess she was very broken, like mind broken, but she already was prepared quickly. She had already planned to blame Alan, the right word, manipulative. Wow. This book is a little bit slow and then it keeps going. And then at the last, it was just like, I'm a little bit disappointed. But at the same time, it is good concept. It is a good situation. No. So it was a good perspective of the situation, of the interpreter. Yeah, okay. So you don't see it that often. I, if you ignore all the interpreter problems, I do think it is a good read. Well, like if you're just reading it just to read, right? Like you're ignoring everything about like you're imagining that this is not real life. This is like, maybe in this fantasy land that interpreters can be emotionally involved, right? And not have consequences, right? So, like, if you can read it that way, it's a good book because it is interesting. It keeps your making you feel like you need to search and find out who did it. So it's good in that way. Just maybe needs more research on interpreting. You said the other two books, maybe they're better because one of them is about a deaf institute. Maybe better. 1 minute. The Silent Night. That sounds better because it's a deaf institute. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. It is a deaf institute. Okay. And then, so I'm curious why Paige is involved if it is a deaf institute. It says, it still says, sign language interpreter Paige is asked to help with interrogations. But how? I don't know. So everyone has a motive for the unalive, but they all have an alibi. Okay. So hopefully this one will show the appropriate way of questioning, not like this book. You're back here and you're seeing this perspective, and you only see the deaf one. Oh yeah, the deaf boy, like where she was out of it, and there was no interpreter in there. There was, what was it? His deaf or communication support. Yeah. If she's not fluent in sign. Yeah. And then this one, the silent suspect. Okay, so it says, on a quiet street, one house is burning to the ground. By the time sign language interpreter Paige arrives, flames have covered her home. But Lucas, I guess she knows him. It doesn't it says his name. Is safe. His wife is still inside, but she was dead before the fire started. Wait. It says Lucas signs to Paige that he knows who unalived his wife, and then he goes silent. And the police charge him with the unalivement. Is he guilty or afraid? Only Paige can help him now. Maybe not this book. I may not read this one. This is the third book. Let me know when you read the second one. Yeah. I am interested. I am very interested in this one. This? That one? Who is Lucas? It's not Max. So is there another man that she's interested in? Her ex was Miley. It was an abusive relationship she got out of. New character. Okay, so let's back up. So Eden asked about AC Toy interview the new date. We haven't talked to her yet. we're hoping for June. So we're trying to get in contact with her. Do you have a new date from her? So she recently moved to a new home, and she, like, if you're a writer or technically an artist, she has a new Discord that she is very, very, very involved with. And it has just like it's for like indie, like artists, writers, like all of this, and it's like whoo, like it was like one day, like yeah. And so she's trying to manage that and write a second book. So I know she was in it, and then at the same time moved to a new house. So I know she was very, very, very busy. So hopefully in June, maybe the third or fourth week, we'll find out soon. And we'll let everyone know and we'll post. We'll have the interview. We will. Yeah. But we'll make sure to connect to the schedule. And then also, we do plan Hope. She said Paige isn't it? She's cosplaying as she's an investigator cosplaying as an interpreter, right? Um, so June, well, the next book, because technically I think this will only take one sitting. Like one sitting, like one live, meaning like 1 week. Maybe we can do two. We can do two technically, but it's not going to take the full month of June to read. Because it is a graphic novel. There's eight eight chapters, 9 chapters. 9 chapters. Well, 8 chapters and then an epilogue. So it's very short. So I think maybe 1 week will be fine. Not the first week, but yeah, the second week. Yeah, that sounds good. That gives time to read it June 11th. The 4th is Wednesday night, so the 11th would be a Wednesday night. June 4th was Wednesday, and that'll be soon, and then the 11th. So we'll just have maybe we'll do it depends on who got the book. Maybe we'll do just a fun live on June 4th, just like sitting and chatting. And then June 11th, we'll discuss the book. That'll give 11 days, really. I know Hope has said her library has, um, but it's a very short read. And then after that, we're planning to read um, the Magic Thief and the Whisper Heath by Effie LaRoe. That one. Oh, I need to get it. She also said that she'd be willing to do an interview too. So 51 chapters. So we'll probably will need like all of the half of June and all of July to finish. So Eden, we didn't actually vote this time. We kind of just made the decision like ourselves. We just went ahead and decided this book um, has yeah, LGBTQIA. So this one has um, is queer. It's a queer character. And so we did that, and then also I think it has some POC characters too in here. Um, and then this one we've been talking about it for a little bit of time, and since Effie was willing to do an interview, we just went ahead and decided we're gonna read that book. It's not available on audiobook yet, but it is on like Kindle, and it's also on physical book. Um, and it has a hard of hearing character. She is writing the second book with more of a focus on a hard of hearing character, Leo. But this book, he's in it. I think she said is not focused on him, so he's not like the main character. But to read the second book, you have to read the first book. Yeah. Yeah, Heather is right. Like it was, we were doing suggestions on live and it just made the decision. No, so Delia, she is not. She has taken ASL classes to ASL 5. So I think she thought like a lot of her friends are deaf and she's very involved in the deaf community. And I think she wanted to be an interpreter or had planned to like study for interpreting at one time, but life changed and she's not. So she signs. And we'll be back in voting for August. We will vote in July for August. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes, that's perfect. Um, yes, Eden, that is correct. Yes, that's right. You're the authors you said. And what what Heather said, we wanted to avoid the issue from last year uh, with the Siren book, A Song Below Water. Yeah. I mean, you just have to read and see. You never know until you read it about it. I do. I really like that this character's hearing aids are blue, so you can very clearly see the hearing aids. And it's just so sweet. Like, look, sweet. Anyway. Oh, and it has magic and wolves. So, okay. Yeah. Is there any questions about the book? Which book? This book? Um, that Heather, that TV show, if I'm thinking which one, is that a little bit of a scary show. So, yeah. Delia, that's exciting. Are you enjoying your classes and your studying? But I'm happy that your summer is lighter. Good night, Eden. Yes, Daisy Chain Reaction was very good. It was a really good read. Also, Peter posted today, he said that his book is on Kindle for free for now. And so if you're interested in reading The Uniter, um, and that has the main character is deaf, and they use sign language, but since it's a high fantasy, it's not ASL. It's their world, their world language. No, yes, I'm sorry, yes. AC Toy wrote the Daisy Chain Reaction. Right. 1 minute. AC Toy. She wrote the Daisy Chain Reaction. AC Toy is hard of hearing, and she does sign. This has 3 characters that are best friends. 2 of them are sisters, and May is hearing. Violet is deaf, and Rose is hearing. So really, Rose is her story, but it does have representation. It has ASL representation. It has and Violet's story, and her husband, Violet's husband, Cam, he is hard of hearing. So, and she does really good with the different like ASL like slang words, like in the connections. Yeah. Um, so that is a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I opened, finally, I got it. This book, Secrets Don't Stay Buried. So, ooh. So JD Mills this is an indie, so she is a debut author. They are I think they identify as deaf, but they do speak, so maybe hard of hearing. And they sign. Yeah. So some of they do both on their videos, like sometimes signing, sometimes speaking. It just depends. Um, but it sounds very interesting. A little bit scary for me, but maybe good for fall. Yeah, that would be a good one. I do know they're working on the audiobook, so maybe it'll be available. Anyway, um, that one, maybe another interesting one for summer, not like if you want to read on your own. I started, so far it's really good. Hunting Sirens. Want to say the author is not deaf. The author is hearing, but they had deaf sensitivity readers. And there is a big like author's note in the beginning that talks about deaf culture. They did not show like ASL like grammar. They use like the English like words, but showed signing. And she has learned sign language. And actually the dedication says, for Lily, you inspired me to learn sign language and also showed me what it means to seize each day and to be myself. Hopefully that one is better than the other side one. Well, this is an interesting like way for like the Little Mermaid, because she is like the hunter, and they unalive the sirens because the sirens will like lure people to their deaths, right? Yes. She can't hear the sirens, so she can, yes. So she's immune to their songs. And then, but she falls in love with a siren male who can't sing. He's mute. And so they sign. And so she has to, it's kind of trying to figure out like who she can be, like, because her job, her life is all about like unaliving sirens. And so added to my list. Yeah. So anyways, it sounded interesting, like a good read for maybe for fall. Yeah. But anyway, so uh, this is not, this is the second book that they wrote. The first does not have a deaf character, but it's not connected. Yes. So they're all different fairy tales like that she's changed to like be, it's a gender flipped like fairy tale. Oh, that's cute. Yes. So since we're talking about fantasy, I have a sci-fi fantasy book, but I found out that is the third book in a fourth book series. I'm not really sure. I need to order the first and second, but it is about a deaf girl. Oh, that's right. That's right. Um, it's short. There's two other books. Yes. So other two other books. This book was added in. It's focused on her, on the deaf character. Oh, so I need to read the first and second book to get her background story. But this one focuses on her, and she is deaf. She's 15. Short book. It's short. It says, specifically for this one, so prison is no place for a daughter of a huge something space. She is deaf, and she did not plan to stay for long. So she's 15 and she's deaf, and she's been held in this camp, fighting camp. So, and allies with them. So Willem and the crime lord about to end Adventella. I don't know what that was. The possibility of his life. So he learned that his goddaughter, um, pirates, space pirates. And he finally goes to save her. So this sounds very interesting. It's about her. She's deaf. She has a hearing aid. So maybe it might be a possibility read for, Or, but will we have to read book 1 and 2? I don't know yet. Delia, which book do you want to see the cover for? We showed a lot of books. That one, that one, that one. Starfall. This one's a novella, standalone. But she has 2 other books that are connected with. So who does it follow? Does it follow like follow the Godfather? Like who does it follow the other books? Yes. The Godfather is in the first book. And she is in the first to comment, and then in the second book is 5 years later. So it means that she was really young. So if she's only 15 in this one, it means that she was really young in the first and second books. Okay, so I need to get a stand for this. Really fast life, funny, not really that funny. Basically, we have a lot of books that we want to read, but understand there is too much. Oh, if we want to talk about books recently that have released or that we have on our list, you have the Kelly Andrews I Am Made of Death. No, not Death. Death. I recently got it, but I haven't started reading it. I'm really hoping that this Kelly Andrews book I will like. The other 2 I've not really liked. I'm on chapter 10, I think. It's right over there. It's on my bed 1 minute. There it is. I Am Made of Death. But it is important. It is important to, it's not a deaf character. It's sign language representation, and it's a coda interpreter. The boy, Thomas, he is a coda, and he is an interpreter. His mom is deaf. And he got hired to be an interpreter for a girl, Vivian. So Vivian she's not deaf, but she is mute. But it's trauma mutism. It's not that she can't speak. Something happened. So she's signing. And I think, so right now I'm reading it. I'm thinking that something happens and she can't use her voice for some reason. Maybe like, the story of the siren singing, maybe something like that. I don't know. Okay. But that is I Have Made of Death. And Kelly Andrews is hard of hearing. Yes. Her third book. She has The Whispering Dark, My Blood, Your Bones. I don't think so. I thought that was her first book. Your Blood, My Bones. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I did not like The Whispering Dark. This one, I think it is, she just finished her fourth book, but it's not been released yet. It's called Gravewood. She's writing really fast. I wish I could write that fast. So funny, what I was going to talk about before we started talking about the last book. Yeah, Whispering Dark is the first book. Had a funny life thing happen, which is why I keep playing with my hair. Yeah, Desi already knows. Had a really bad haircut, and it will be June 5th. I will get it fixed, hopefully. But anyway, um, here's the point of that story. I'm literally missing like a square on the back. It's like it's yeah, like right here. Yeah. I'm not gonna post a picture of that. So anyways, like pay the money for a person who knows your hair if you're gonna get it cut. Like don't go to a place that's cheaper if you're not sure if it's gonna be okay. And like my problem is I had already gone before there. It's a place that does both kids and adult haircuts. I'd already like 6 months ago used and they were fine. But I had a new person. I will not be going back. I will be going to my way more expensive, who knows my curly like hair to get it fixed. So please think about me. Yeah, it's gonna be very, very, very short to be fixed for a long time. Lovely. Um, so yes, but most of the pink was cut off. So you only see the brightest part that's left. I'm gonna dye it again soon. Probably my dark purple again. No, I can only wait. Like I texted as soon as like I got home and I was like, "Are you free? Like this weekend is busy because it's Memorial Day." I was like, "Okay, but like next week, are you free?" And she had no availability until next Thursday, June 5th. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's really fun. They also actually they destroyed my son's hair. All of his curls are just. Mhm. I don't know. They may come back, but for now, and his hair was here, and he requested here, and it is here. Again, go to a place who know curly hair. Yeah, really hair change every 7 years. Yeah. So he'll have curls forever, maybe. She had curls from here down, and she wanted a haircut, and I was like, no. And she like complained, she wanted to cut, and I thought it would be curly again, but it's not. It's gone. Yeah, yeah. But like, here you can. My son's hair is more wavy, not curly like before. Yeah, maybe. It'll be okay. He we have talked it, like we have, oh, it's a summer haircut, you look great, you know, like we've been positive about it, and so he's okay. But it just, go to people, it hurt my heart. I maybe cried a lot that day. Like, just, so, um, anyways, I have an appointment, so I'm excited. Normally I get mine cut once in a while. Maybe every once in a blue moon, I will go really short. I think the last time was 3 years ago. Yeah. Yes. Yes. He needs to go back to school. Or if you don't know how to do curly like hair, don't agree to do it. I did for my sons. I said that's not what we asked for, like, but she had already done it. Like, you couldn't change it back. For me, I didn't realize how bad until I arrived home. I sent that picture that I took. You know, you saw that picture. I emailed that and I said, this is not right, but I'm not coming back to you to fix it. And I requested my money back, and I'm waiting to hear back, and I'm gonna tomorrow. Right. Hopefully. Anyways, but you know, it's a life lesson for me. Pay the damn money. Yeah, go to someone who already knows you or knows curly hair. Call or text and ask, do you know how to deal with curly hair? Because my hair is really, really thick, and it was supposed to be like thinned, and they like did it downwards instead of upwards, and I don't know what they did. I mean, if it works for you, that's fine. I can't. I struggle to cut in a straight line. I'm not gonna do my own hair. No, I will pay. And you see many TikTok videos about girls who do this, and I'm like, what? No, 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 no. Now, okay. Oh, Elise, what's her name? She has curly hair. Um, Elise. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Does it start with an M? No. Myers? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, she did it like they have people who teach you how to cut your own like curly, like you can do like a Zoom call and they will teach you to do it yourself. Like, that's really cool. She did that, and I thought her hair was cute. There's a lot of negative comments because they were like, it's really like, you know, short, but I thought it looked great because her curls were beautiful. Yeah, I saw a lot of improvement. Yeah. She noticed that it was curlier, it was healthier, it was had more volume. I thought I really liked it, and I was like, "Wow, wow, that's awesome." Uh, mm, I couldn't, and like, so the one of the people who at the place said it will grow back, and I said that's fine, but again, not what we asked for. Um, Hair is important. That is our personality, our way to feel good about myself, and I want to look like this. If it's not successful, it feels, yeah, yeah, deflated. So I got like a new like hair dryer because my diffuser wasn't working. Yeah, because I had lost it, so I got a new one to try to maybe like see if I can just make my hair work for now. It just it was so bad. Yeah, after I wash it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, I add oils to my hair. I have like a routine that I do, and it's curly and it's fine and it works for me, but it doesn't work for what my hair is right now because it's not cut right. Yeah. Anyways, so anyone else have any like funny like you know shit happens? Um, more like I that's awesome that you can do your own hair, Heather. An undercut, cool. That is a cool style. My sister-in-law always at different has different hairstyles. She is very, very proud. She had like half of it buzzed on this side, and I like that. And before she had an undercut too, and I think that is in right now, by the way. Many actors, if you want long hair and short hair at the same time, you can do and cut and then keep the, that's weird. Keep the top long and the short under, and then if you want it shorter, you can just do and have that shorter. Why? Why? No, 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 no. An undercut is like super like this, like shaved. That's not, but yeah, keep that longer. I've seen a lot of videos. So I had thought about doing that, not the new way, the old way to do an undercut. But my sister has one, and she said that it takes a long time to grow out, and she said it's really annoying. She said it's really annoying to try to get it to grow out, and it's like awkward, like all the time, like growing. The jellyfish haircut. So you know when you after you have kids, that one was really short. So that's what it feels like she did to my hair, but I didn't have that happen after I had kids. No, no. Mine was just falling out. I mean, I always have like hair falling out. Like I just have a lot of hair, but it's not postpartum. What kind of blankets, Heather, are you making? Did I finish the farm one? Heather. Oh, Heather. Did you finish one recently? Yes, Hope. She said, I feel like sensory issue. I had a bad dream. Afghans. Had a, I got a notification from a Discord. I was like, huh? What? So my phone is silent. Yes, my darling. Um, it it's on my iPad. It's not on my phone. It keeps like on TikTok. It'll boop. It'll. I'm like, but I didn't have any until now, so I don't know why it's popping up now. Um, Anything else we want to chat about tonight? Just remember me with longer hair. It's funny, right? Heather, were you making one that was like weather, like, or was that another person I was talking to? They were making a blanket that like every color, like every weather range had a specific color, and they were doing it for the full year. Is that you doing that or not? Was talking to someone about it. Okay, cool. Temperature blanket. Yes, that. Temperature blanket. Okay. Do we want to move the normal time from 8:45 to 8:30? It feels like it was easier and it's not so late if we do an hour and a half more than like, because normally we finish at like 10:30 and it's late. We could try if you can make it. Sure. So we will keep in communication. Our bike race is going on tonight. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, for me, not this year. No. They moved them to Thursday nights for the kids. And they start next week, June 5th, actually. So, they're not on Wednesday nights, which is perfect because that was why I couldn't do 8:30 because I was not arriving home. And then we never moved it back. I can't do before 8:15 because of bedtime. But we could try 8:15 or 8:30. 8:30 because my kids typically are like go to bed and it drags bedtime. And now this year, my own my oldest daughter wants to do summer school. Oh yeah, it's the summer school camp for 3 weeks in June, which means I need to keep up with bedtime routine. So 8:30 Wednesdays, perfect. And yes, I will show you guys. I'll just join a short live or post a video of the new. And I had originally planned to make like, like a transition like video like of the old, like my longer hair. Yeah, but I forgot to do the old. I did one 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's like 3 years ago. It's like long and then short, and it was fun. So I had planned to do one, and then I forgot. But maybe I will do. I don't know. Like I don't know. First one. Yeah, I will show you guys. Don't worry. Hopefully it'll look cute. I do trust my hairdresser, like the person I'm going to. So maybe I'm going to probably like leave it up to her to decide. Mostly, maybe I should try to find some styles that I like before that day. But she is aware of what happened. I already told her, so she knows. And okay, I will try to do that. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, so if when you see me with really like short hair, don't worry. I think it could look cute. It's very different. Yeah. It's not my plan. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll grow back. It's just hair. So, yeah. So, now that we're finished with the silent house, done. This is the next one. I think it'll be a fun, kind of light, easy read, and it's something different since we've not done graphic before. And in it, maybe if you're not aware, that still counts as reading. I mean, I have graphic novels, like Buffy and everything. So, yeah. But this is next. It should be an easy read. So it is YA. Just want everybody to know that I think the character is 17, maybe 18. So, yeah. I have Cabin in House Case. Yeah. Um, my husband loves and has a lot downstairs, and actually my son the other day was asking about it, so he plans to read this summer with him. So I borrowed it, and he said it's actually wants to get a tattoo one day with Calvin and Hobbes. Does he have tattoos? I can't remember. Yeah, he has. No, that's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah, he has several. A supernatural one right here, and then three. Um, which is so something fun that like our in-person book club is doing is we're all going to get like a bookish tattoo in September, um, which is really fun. I think Desi will be doing it, but I'm not sure. But the majority of the girls in the group want to get one. Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out what I want. What I want. I think I have an idea, but I'm not sure. And I don't know because originally I thought about like here and have like a dragon come over, but I can't see it. I want to see it. So, okay. Anything else? Any last minute questions, discussions, worries? So, June 4th is just going to do a normal chatting live. And then June 11th, we'll talk about mooncakes. Yep. We'll read it before that day and then talk about it because it's short. Yep. And I will go ahead and get it set up on Discord. I have time tonight, so I'll like go ahead and set it up. And then technically, if you want to set up because I don't have Effie's. You said there's 51. I can set it up tomorrow, and so we're already have it there. Okay, good night. We'll see everyone next week. Have a good weekend. And yeah, bye. Happy reading.